Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-August 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Scorpios. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Shuffle it up one time here, my gods. Talk to me about Scorpio gang. What do we got going on for us? What do you got for the collective here? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock. What do we got for Scorpio, please? And thank you. Start this reading off nice for my friends. Thank you. All right. So we have this nice balanced energy leading us off here. For a portion of you, this could be representative of a Libra in your life if you are connected to one. Maybe you're even on that cusp there, but I really like this energy. It's harmonious, it's balanced. And we'll talk about all the different archetypes of that card in a moment. Before we do though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about it. So, on this card, we see this individual literally holding or juggling those two yin-yangs. There's the sign for Libra literally on this card. So for a portion of you, if you are connected to Libra, they're being highlighted here for some reason right up front. So whatever situations they might be dealing with, maybe they need a little bit more of your attention, maybe they need a little less of it, who knows. But when I see this card, aside from the Libra connections, I think of harmony, I think of balance, very similar to the Two of Pentacles. Now, I always say life is never truly in a state of balance. We try to get as close to it as we can. But for some of you, maybe you're trying to keep something underhand, keep something under control, or the most optimistic look we could have here with this card, things could be moving in a very positive direction, which I've been seeing in recent weeks as well. So hopefully things are moving in a much more balanced, positive direction for a lot of the Scorpios here. This is a beautiful, soft, harmonious type of energy we have moving in right here on the front end. So let's just place that down right there. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote for us. Let's get that going right there. And yes, I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright before we get the intuitive juiciness going. So let's shuffle it up here one time for you, my friends. And while we get this deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading, which was nice and positive. It was titled The Surprising Victory. So for a lot of Scorpios, that energy could still bleed over into the coming week, where things turn out much better than you think, or victories, wins, in whatever sense, whether it's monetary, relationships, whatever, it could pop up unexpectedly for you, which is always nice, especially since there was a few weeks where we've had a couple of dicey messages and challenging energies. So it was good to get a nice little break from that. So let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to here. Let's get it going. Let's get 3 cards out for the Scorpios, please. Guides and spirit team. Okay, we got the 3 of Pentacles. This is a work-based type of energy. I really like the 3 of Pentacles normally. Okay, but sometimes this could just be spirit highlighting somebody that you're connected to. So this might not be your energy we're seeing right here up front. So we're kind of seeing that there is a, yeah, okay, we do have a Tower here right after the 3 of Pentacles. This could be a shock of some sort. Big change possible. If anyone could handle Tower energy, it's the Scorpio gang, right? We could work through the Towers, right? Let's get you one more card. What do we got first? All right, yeah, we got the 4 of Wands, my friends. Okay. Talk about shock in the middle. Now we have the 4 of Wands. This is the epitome of a mixed bag energy, Scorpio. But like I said, if there's any sign that could really deal with shocks and towers, it would be Scorpio. So I feel like we have a very interesting message on our hands this week. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get that juicy, intuitive stuff. For some of you, maybe there's going to be sudden changes in what you do for a living or work. I could see that right here up front. But before we fully get into all that, like, what I'm seeing here is an interesting mixture, because we have this group. This could possibly be someone outside of yourself. Shock, stability, So these energies are complete opposites when we go from Tower to the Four of Wands. Lots of fire on the back end. So when we go from stability to Tower to fire, there could be a lot of volatility in the air, and that's okay. Like I said, Scorpio is the sign of transformation and metamorphosis. They could deal with that, right? Take it one step at a time. Lots of change here. So let's go through one by one and really start to piece this story together. Position number one, we got the Three of Pentacles. Like I said, this could just be spirit signifying someone that's not yourself, someone that's in your circle, right? Because when I see this, I think of groups of people. What else does the Three of Pentacles represent aside from group dynamics and groups? It could be literally what you do for a living. It could represent work. So work situations, how you earn that living are big with the Three of Pentacles. It's a card of dedication. It's a card of mastery. It's an artisanal card. So I really like this Three of Pentacles normally, but the fact that it's right next to this Tower, maybe some of you are having changes in work situations and stuff like that. But I generally like this Three of Pentacles, and if it's not somebody else, it could be a group dynamic that we're going to be taking a look at. Now, moving to the center, we have the Tower. I haven't seen it come out for anyone in the Zodiac for a few weeks now. So, Scorpio, what do you know about this Tower? I'm sure you know quite a bit, right? The energy that I always say, first and foremost, it's an energy of shock, but it's not always a bad shock. Not every tower is a bad tower. Now, yes, the imagery is quite concerning, right? We see the people falling out of the towers and stuff like that. But when we see this, we think of a foundation being shaken, a foundation needing to be rebuilt. So in order to rebuild something a little more stable or in a better way, sometimes the walls have to come down. The tower, aside from shock, aside from things coming out of nowhere, the surprise, the unexpected, like we were seeing last week, the Tower could be endings as well. So when we see it with the Three of Pentacles, maybe you might have a fallout with a person, you might have a fallout with a work situation, who knows? But the Tower is shock. You can't always predict it. So hopefully this is a good Tower. And what is leading me to believe that this might just be a very good Tower is the fact that we got the good old 1111 card right next to it, the Four of Wands. When we see this card, I always say watch for signs, synchronicities from spirit. So this could represent number signs, spirit trying to guide you, trying to watch over you, which is very nice and it's reassuring. The Four of Wands is extremely stable. So the complete opposite of what this Tower represents. It's a celebratory energy. It's an energy of wins and victories like we were seeing last week. So when we see this stable energy, it could represent the home and household. But when I see it, I think of a celebration of some sort. So we're really going to need to see how this shock plays out, because something, even if it seems rough at the moment, might really turn out better or might turn out in your favor when we have a card like the Four of Wands on the back end, okay? Or if not, some of you might just be going through a lot of changes in life, like changes in living situation, changes in work, like all sorts of things. But I don't necessarily feel like it's bad. Sometimes the Four of Wands could represent karmic energy as well. So I know I've been seeing that for water signs recently as well with the shock, and we're just going to have to dive deeper in all of it. We have a lot going on here. So, Scorpio, let's do that. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Scorpios, please, my guides. What do we got going on for my friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Three of Pentacles here. And yes, my friends, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Three of Pentacles time. Also, I'm already noticing that we have low numbers next to this Tower too. Interesting. Restart button possibly. Why is that Three of Pentacles here? Thank you. Three of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. All right, a lot of you could really be having the urge to do something more independently in this time with the Nine of Pentacles underneath the Three of Pentacles. This could be somebody that has like lone wolf syndrome, and not necessarily in a bad way. For some of you, you could really be thirsting for some sort of independence, or there might be some sort of group dynamic where you feel it might not be serving you to the best anymore when we have this Three of Pentacles with the Nine of Pentacles. However, that's just one message I'm picking up. This Nine of Pentacles is a very sturdy, very solid, extremely abundant, blessing-filled type of energy. So when we see it under the Three of Pentacles, maybe this was a past situation that did serve your purposes, serve your needs in a very positive type of way. I'm getting a lot of stable energy here. And the reason I'm pointing that out, Scorpio, is because we do have the Tower coming up right next to it. So the way this energy is reading so far, it's like we have rock solid stable energy here, boom, Tower, and it could be going back to stable. So we could be seeing how something is changing or metamorphosis, or the metamorphosis it's going through. I'm getting tongue-tied here. But the Nine of Pentacles is a very positive card, I'll just say that. But it is independence. So for some of you, you might feel like you need to sever a connection to a person. You might need to sever a connection to a group or work. For some of you, you might want to be your own boss and stuff like that. And this time we're getting that heavy here. But we're just going to keep moving. I'm going to get into that Tower. We're not going to really overcomplicate this too much. It is what it is. For a lot of you, this could just be your sense of stability, right? What you did for work, how you made money, your sense of stability. But I'm getting that lone wolf syndrome here. Let's go in on the Tower. Maybe you feel like you could do something on your own. You don't need any assistance. Let's see what that Tower has to say. What's the Tower here for Scorpio? Thank you. Queen of Swords. Yep. Okay, so for a portion of you, this could represent an air sign that you're connected to when we have the Queen of Swords in the upright. Generally, this is a very stern, sharp, straightforward type of energy, and I do still pick up this shocking energy, but a lot of you might act unfazed. If there are shocking situations or shocking changes that come up, you might just take it like a champ. You're like, okay, like straight-faced, and which is something that a lot of Scorpios are known for. So if you're cross-watching for a Scorpio and they've been through a Tower recently, they might not have given you much of a reaction. And for a lot of Scorpios, you might be feeling a lot of combustion on the inside. But if this shocking situation or this shocking change comes in, you might be in Queen of Swords mode. Doesn't matter if you're male, female, or anything in between. Shrewd, straightforward, honest, serious, stern. So for some of you, I feel you taking this shock like on the chin in an easy flowing type of way. Now, Towers and shocks aren't easy to work with or work through, but I'm just getting the vibe that like you might either act unfazed or you might really be unfazed by it. That's just the vibe I'm picking up. Either you're acting that way or you really are unfazed. So we're just going to keep pushing over to that Four of Wands and see what's up. It's giving me interesting vibes here, Scorpio. Okay, yeah, let's just keep going. You're going to get in on that Four of Wands. I don't feel like I really need to overcomplicate that Queen of Swords. You know, she is serious and stern and shrewd. Maybe some of you have had a Tower moment with an air sign, for all I know. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So let's go in on that Four of Wands. Then we'll do a recap before we get into the shadow card. But for some of you, there could be shocking situations or changes happening, for sure. So what's that Four of Wands here? What's that Four of Wands here? Yeah, the deck is being specific now. For those of you new here, I only do like these little shuffles until the card pops out. There we go. What do we got? Yeah. And we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Like, you're not going to have to do much for this Four of Wands celebratory energy to come in. For a portion of you, yeah, could be possible issues with a fire sign. So we have air sign, we have fire sign, the volatile type of energy. But the Knight of Wands in reverse isn't always bad to me. Now, I will say this. This could be a warning about preemptively celebrating or over partying. If you're the type where you like to go out a lot, I mean, there's no judgment here whatsoever, but if you're the type where you like to go out and socialize and party, Spirit could be asking you to tone back on that a little bit. But aside from that, with the Four of Wands and the Knight of Wands in reverse, I do feel like for a lot of you, after this Tower comes, after this Tower hits, this Four of Wands is going to come in smooth. So whatever this situation, whatever this change, could be a blessing in disguise. Like, because you're not going to have to go out searching. When I see the Knight of Wands, I think of forward action, forward momentum, and movement. Like, you got to go, you got to travel, you got to make it happen. When it's in reverse, it's coming to you. That's the vibe I'm getting. You don't got to go nowhere. It's coming to you. So this Four of Wands, this win, this victory, this stability, this celebration is coming your way after this Tower. And that's just a good vibe I'm picking up here, Scorpio. So yeah, we have a bit of a mixed bag here, and that's okay. But I would take that warning into heed, though, if you are like partying it up a little too much in any sort of way. Spirit could be asking you to take your foot off the gas on that. But let's go through and do a quick little recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card, which I know a lot of Scorpios love. But in position number one, if you kindly look in the box, we have the double pentacles here, which is a lot of stability. So we see how it goes from stable, shock, back to stable. The Three of Pentacles with the Nine of Pentacles. A lot of you might be getting a yearn for independence, lone wolf. I could do it on my own. I got this type of energy. You might be disconnecting from a group of people or a person that's in your sphere in this time as well. Like, okay, yeah, that's just a little too much. For some of you, it could be work situations showing up heavily here. But moving to the center, we have the Tower with the Queen of Swords in the upright. To me, yeah, a shocking situation or a shocking change could happen, but I feel for a lot of Scorpios, like you might be very blank-faced about it and you might not react much to it. So if you're a cross-watcher, maybe your Scorpio didn't give you the reaction you thought they would, or Scorpio, you're just going to take it like a champ. But this shock doesn't shock you that much, if that makes sense. As we move forward, though, we have the Four of Wands with the Knight of Wands in the upright. Beautiful type of energy that whatever happens after this Tower, after that energy comes down, after that reset button is hit, you're not going to have to search and search and search and search for your happiness. You're not going to have to search and search and search for your wins. The energy's moving towards you magnetically. Okay, now, of course, I always say we have to meet the universe halfway for whatever we manifest, but I feel like the energy is moving closer to you, closer and closer and closer. So there's a good result. It's like a blessing in disguise. This Tower is a blessing in disguise. And for some of you that are, you like to socialize and party a lot, Spirit could be asking you to cut back on that. That's the only little warning I have on the back end. So please take a screenshot of that, Scorpio, so you can look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for Scorpio. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. Let's see what's in the shadows for my friends, please. Interesting reading this week, right? I want to see what happens. Well, yeah, let's see what's in the shadows for you. I always like to use the Shadowland Tarot for this portion. It's one of my favorite decks because of the imagery on it. And I feel like it's a nice introspective thing to do, to either look within ourselves or see what we might not be realizing at the moment. So let's see what's in the shadows for Scorpio. Guides, talk to me. What is in the shadows? Thank you. The Sun. The Sun is a very positive card. It's the most positive card in the deck. So I always find it interesting whenever it shows up as the shadow card. Let's clear these cards out of here. Let's get them out of here and get this Sun right into place. Now, for a portion of you, the Sun in the shadows could mean several different things. One, that could represent a Leo that you might have a connection with that may have left a mark on you in some sort of way. But for another portion of you, when we see this beautiful positivity, this could be Spirit giving you a shot in the arm saying, look, listen, if you're going through a dark time right now, if you're in the shadows yourself, see the silver linings. The Sun is going to come out and shine once again. This is happiness, joyousness, love, merriment. This is the blessings that shine down on us from Spirit. So the Sun will rise again for a lot of you. But aside from that, when I see the Sun, especially in the shadow section of a spread, the Sun represents revelation. So for a lot of Scorpios in this time, you might be having inner eureka moments, inner revelations like, aha, okay, this is what I got to do. This is what I'm meant to do. That makes sense right now. So for a lot of you, either things could be revealed about people or yourself, or you might have those inner eureka moments. So very interesting shadow card, Scorpio. And my friends, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. For the August subscriber surprise, I'll be picking 3 winners for 3 different tarot decks. It will be a winner's choice this month. So if you want the Gilded Tarot, it's your choice. If you want the Witches Tarot or anything under $40 US, 3 winners will be chosen. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments what you think is the best use for tarot. Speaking to Spirit, shadow work, inner work, confusion, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month in August, I'll announce the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you soon.